I'm horrible.
Well, you work on your own bikes, don't you? So that's that would definitely the biggest disappointment.
It was muddy. It was rutted. It looked awful. It was gloomy.
It was lugubrious.
It looked terrible.
Lugubrious.
You love that word.
I love that word. So everybody, that's the word.
What does it mean right now?
Lugubrious, dark and dreary, dark and gloomy. My buddy Matt Salter told me that word when I was like probably 14, and it's just stuck with me forever.
Yeah,
I'm a wordsmith.
Sounds
right. I try and drop it as often as I can. It was lugubrious here earlier today as well.
Are you going to start referring to me as lugubrious?
No, you're just dark and dreary.
Dark and brooding.
Dark and brooding.
Dark
IT
brooding
guys.
and
yeah. Anytime you ever know any IT guys that play guitar? That's Nick. Dark and dreary.
That's it. That's all you have to be dark and brooding is be an IT guy and play guitar.
That does it.
Doesn't take much.
Doesn't take a whole lot.
You too. You aspiring out there
as well.
Dark and brooding.
Dark and brooding and gloomy. So you read my post after Vegas, right? When I kind of jumped Adam Cinderello shit for crashing.
Yeah.
We seemed to rebound pretty well.
He did.
We won.
Good for him.
It was good. 2-1 moto scores.
He kind of hit the reset button, rebooted, new series, new objective. Forget about what happened in Vegas and move on.
That's what we've been trying to do that for weeks now. Forget what happened in Vegas, but man, we're still trying to piece together. We're just in the kitchen just now trying to figure out where we were at between where we were on Friday night. Mm-hmm. We figured out we were at the Palms, Palazzo.
It's a new place.
MGM.
It's that new one that went up.
Hard Rock. Some chick with yellow hair's house.
7-Eleven.
That's only in Denver. We go to 7-Elevens. Okay.
So
they did not sell any I did not find any vape pens.
You have not hit up Elsa from Lustanza or whatever.
No, I didn't find her in Vegas.
The one that got away.
Yeah, good.
Damn it.
She was trying to just rob us anyways.
You probably still have her stock, don't you?
I do. It's in my truck, actually.
It's in your truck.
It is, right? Well, I haven't, I had brought over that night to talk about it.
Every time he gets in his truck.
And Lindsay, I think, one of them found it in the passenger seat sitting there. I don't have people riding my truck, so shit just seems to linger for a while.
Yeah. I've seen it firsthand. It's been emptied out of my front yard.
You did that. I did not do that. Yeah, we had a party at your house again. That was another night when I emptied a bottle of ketchup on your kitchen floor, and then decided to throw every piece of lawn furniture off your back patio into your backyard.
The least I could have done.
And then I came out to the front yard and found everything in my truck in your front yard. And then I left that morning and drove around with the porn poster on my tailgate.
Brianna loves Jenna.
Yeah, I did not know people were honking at me and waving and stuff. I'm like, what are these people doing? Why are they honking at me? And I finally got home and I walked around the back of my truck and it's duct taped to my tailgate. Yeah. We like to have a good time every once in a while. So why did you leave again, Winterset?
I had the poops.
Okay, just want to hear it the second time.
No, I wasn't feeling good.
Not feeling well. No. It was a rough, cold weekend.
Yeah.
Saturday night after we did the show at Pole Position, we did that show, which was pretty entertaining with Justin and Damon and Swap. And then we came in later with Gilly and Byton. And so we're going to leave Pole Position. We're going to head back to the track with Dan and Chad. We're going to make some, grill up some food. Those guys have done a lot of work. Stan comes up and Brayton wanted to hang out with, or Byton wanted to hang out with Husenberg for a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So Stan comes up and goes, hey, man, let's just run over to the Kung Fu bar, see Jeff and the owner, and have a couple drinks. We'll only stay there for an hour. We'll get back to the track. Next, it's 3 a.m. We're eating tacos at the bar.
Time flies.
There's no such thing.
Time flies when you're hanging out with a crew like that.
That's good crowd. Sure. Like 15 of us, 10 of us. It was a pretty loud crowd.
Yeah.
As you saw, I think there's a picture of always never. There's no such thing. Like, what'd you say about Stan?
Oh yeah. Stan has the innate ability to turn happy hour into a bender.
No such thing as in a happy hour. I never understood happy hours. It makes no sense to me. Why do I want to go drink at 5 o'clock and then go home at 7?
Yeah, I mean, if
you're drunk and tired,
if you're satisfied by that little 2-hour window of, hey, let's meet up for a drink or two, and if that does it for you, then that's what happy hour's for. But
that's for people after work.
That's for
married
pussies.
People, responsible people.
Yep,
I don't fit in any of that group actually. Married or responsible.
Me neither. But
yeah, you're hard. Yeah, I've heard you have a hard time committing.
I got commitment issues for sure.
Won't even name that one.
What are you laughing at? Get back over here. Sit down. Come on. Get in the hot seat. Meddy's got stories.
I love the
bro.
outdoors. Nick goes to the outdoors, but he doesn't watch them.
It's weird. I
He'll
watch
chill-
every single Supercross. I don't really enjoy going to Supercross races, but then I love the outdoors, but I never watch them on TV.
But you like going to them. Like you'll be at Millville because you go there and like to ride. You'll go practice,
Oh, man, I'll just
and then I'll hear you were there and never
I'll
see
be like
you.
a little kid on the fence with tears in my eyes, being like, "Hey, there goes the hey, there's
It's
a,
pretty
there's a-"
exciting.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I took
Just
Tesmer to Millville,
dorking out.
and I'm like, and he's never been to an outdoor. I'm like, you have to come stand in the first turn and feel because the ground will shake.
Yeah,
As 450s come ripping or 250s come ripping down.
It's an awesome experience.
It's pretty sick, especially at Millville. You can stand there right in the first turn
Mhm.
as they come roaring down that right there at you, like literally look like they're just gonna come running over the top of you.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, you're so close to them riders and those bikes that you see from the stands in Supercross or that you see, in a magazine. But when you go to the outdoors, that proximity barriers is gone, and you can reach
Nothing-
out and touch those guys if you wanted to.
Nothing gnarlier, I'll say it today, than a 40-man outdoor gate.
Yeah,
Whether it's Loretta Lynn's even,
it's a
or
man's sport.
when 40 guys come down barreling down the start straight at 50 miles an hour and there's room enough for 12 of you.
Yeah.
And that's gnarly shit.
For sure.
Especially when it was muddy this weekend at Hangtown, muddy as hell. As soon as you hit the gate, you're already blinded almost. As soon as you hit the first turn, you're reaching for tear-offs, you're reaching for your roll-offs. And halftime you can't even see. You're just riding by instinct for like the next, until you can reach up and grab something because you're just getting pelted with mud. That second moto, both motos at Hangtown, as we watched, would look just looked horrific.
Yeah, first motos look pretty decent.
And Hangtown's a pretty gnarly track, but those ruts, there was one section they showed the ruts right there before the finish line with RJ Hampshire when he went over the bars off the side of the track. I don't even know where you could pick a line.
Yeah.
Then they showed that one corner where Seeley had crashed, rode 5 feet and fell again. And these are the best riders in the world, and they look like amateurs. That's
Can
how
you imagine what we would look like
and then having to ride
those track conditions,
and then having to do that for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to do that for 3 laps.
Apart from the motor and what was it? Somewhere in California, right?
That was the same track, Hangtown in 91.
Oh, okay.
The
So
same
apart
track.
from that, what's the gnarliest national that you've ridden as far as track conditions goes?
Glen Helen was pretty freaking gnarly. I mean, that, and I don't know if that's why they're not on the schedule this year.
Is Glen Helen in general every year?
Yeah, I mean, this year, these last few years, they've made them even gnarlier because it's like you're going up and down mountains, literally up and down mountains. Racing a track's hard enough. You're just basically riding around the track, and you're coming down the hills. The braking bumps are the size of small cars. And then they build those huge doubles that are like 85 feet, 85 feet tall, 100 feet long. Like, I need to deal with that in a national? No, man. And I think that they've had some problems with that. I don't know if that's why they weren't on the schedule this year. I know that the riders are like, man, I don't need to race a circus type track for 40 minutes. It's too gnarly as it is. The braking bumps and everything else that happens. And then you want to put a 200-foot double tabletop in the middle of the fucking track. So it is gnarly. Troy, Ohio was always hot as hell, sticky, terrible, flat, dry. Well, it would rain there. It would rain there. It would rain there, and it was clay. So I remember sticking my foot in the mud one time, and it just ripped me right off the bike because my foot stuck. It was like sticky clay.
Right.
And then Unadilla, there was a couple good swamps there. Binghamton was always another one too. Good times. I had fun at the nationals, but other than racing.
Other than racing,
well,
the racing was the worst part of the nationals.
Well, I talked to Brayton. I don't know if you heard the part we were talking, and Justin had said, I think he was after one of the nationals. He's gone like 4 or 5, and he called his wife almost in tears. He's just like, "I'm tired of this. This is so gnarly, the burn." Like I always said, man, when summer hits, it's the summer of pain. And anybody who's ridden nationals, especially 24 of them, would know it.
What do you think about that?
What?
Just that attitude, that mindset of being nearly in tears because you have to ride the nationals.
Well, I think it's just if you've done it long enough, you're like, man, I just don't want to do this shit anymore. Like you were so burnt and your body reaches the brink. I mean, literally, you get done at the end of the moto and you're like, just crawl off the bike and either, probably not the guys winning,
and probably for a fraction of the money that you make during Supercross.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely didn't make a lot. I mean, they're making more just these days, but back then, man, there was the summer of pain, like I said. 100 degrees. Roost nowadays with 4 strokes. I can't imagine how bad that Roost has one of those 450s. I don't want to feel that for all day long.
Yeah.
You get roosted. You roosted a shit on me the first time I raced.
Everybody that races at that level knows that
you know what you're in for.
Roosted by a 450 or whatever the hell you're going to get roosted by is just kind of
the
nature of the beast.
You know what you expected.
Yeah. I mean, you're a dirt bike racer. That's your job. It's your job to get, hit with rocks in the face, in the chest.
Doesn't mean you have to like it.
Yeah, nobody said you had to like it,
Well,
but that's your job.
But you're
bro.
prepared for it. You're getting paid to do it, and that's your job,
Yeah.
of course. But
This ain't fucking ping pong.
just $1 million, no big deal.
Yeah.
Can't believe he said that.
Oh man.
The audacity of that.
I would stand in front of like those T-ball, like those whatever batting cage things.
Oh, you just you
All
just
day,
stand there with
like,
no,
like Happy Gilmore
with
you
your
know?
t-shirt off, flexing
Yeah, for $1 million.
for $1 million.
All
How long would you do it for?
8 hours a day.
8 hours a day.
40 hours a week.
40 hours a week.
Yeah.
You can stand in front of the pitcher
That's
machine.
what I would do.
Would you take baseballs or softballs?
Rocks.
Rocks.
Unadilla Rocks. Troy, Ohio Rocks. And
Nice.
I would do it with the chest protector on and in the middle of summer. That's what I'm willing to do. I would do that
Shirtless?
with the chest protector on.
Okay, just want to check.
Yeah. Yes. And a helmet and tear-offs.
Just sit there, just being pelted. Do you want? Can we just start? How about we do that today?
Let's go, bro.
Get the boys out some rocks. Oh, wait, so you have to get paid though, right? You won't do it for free.
$1 million. That's kind of the point of the analogy.
That is, yeah. No, you would to get paid. Well, shit, 3 million. These guys are making a fortune these days.
At least one. I mean, that's what they start you out at is $1
I
million.
think it's just $1 million.
$1 million. I mean,
Let's just say,
what are they making? $1 million
we're making
now?
$1 million.
Yeah, no big deal. I mean, come on.
So we're referring to, and we were at a conversation at Winterset during our interviews. We were talking, and we were referring to something about the fact of what the riders are getting paid or something like that. And Brayton just nonchalantly just said, yeah, you know what you guys, and I think he talked to Damon like when Damon was on minis. What'd you make, like $1 million on minis? And Damon's like, no. And I look at all those guys like, what? You're getting paid that?
Damon's like, I got free boots.
Yeah.
Like it's 50% off a helmet.
Well, he's earned. I mean, these guys that make the money earn it, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
I earned my $18,000 in 1990. Big contract. I remember when I was an agent.
You probably weren't bummed out at that.
For Josh
sum.
Grant and Trey Kennard. I looked at their contracts, obviously, their Geico 250 contracts. And everything that I made $135,000 in 90. I won 8 out of 11. Salary was $18,000, and I made $135,000. If I would have had the same contract that the Geico guys had, like
you'd be $500,000 guy.
It was 1 point. No, it's 1 point. As out of zero, it would have been 1.3 million.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I'm not bitter at all.
No. Hey, so $18,000 from Suzuki.
$18,000 the first year,
and the rest of it was bonuses.
My bonuses were $2,500 a win.
So where'd the rest of it come from?
Well,
or is that a dumb question?
Well, the title was like, I think it was $25,000 for the title.
Uh-huh.
And I got bonuses from like, I don't know, Bell and I think MSR and Scott. And it added up to $135,000.
Not too bad. Not too shabby.
Yep. I retired on that shit. I'm living high on the horse right now. My Bentley's out front.
Yeah. Balling out of control.
Bombing.
From my 90 Supercross title.
90. Yeah. How long ago was that? 35 years ago? Right around the corner. Speaking of which, Adam Cianciarulo.
He did not win a Supercross title.
He did not.
He did not. He will not be getting his $135,000.
No. Take that, you.
Yeah. Sucker.
Oh, no, he did win the national. I've never done that.
No, fucking who cares? He didn't win. He's not a Supercross champion.
Fuck no. But he's a good kid, and I was happy to see him get that win. And I like the way he talks. He's intelligent, and Justin Cooper got second. He won a moto. He kind of folded in Supercross, but he's crushing it outdoors. Crushing it.
Yeah, I'm not screwing with AC. I'm a fan of his.
No, I am too. And when I kind of leaps out of him that day after in Vegas when we were sitting.
But how can you not give him shit for the colossal fuck up that was Vegas? You can't. It's impossible. You got to at least give him some shit, regardless of how big a fan
you gotta. I mean, hey, no one's above it.
Yeah,
everybody catches shit.
Yeah, for sure.
I catch it all the time.
A lot. We all do.
Yeah, and I enjoy it immensely.
So AC.
Let's take some questions real quick.
Okay, let's do it.
The Fast House 5.
We doing that already?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Where'd Metcalf go?
Metcalf wanders off. He always
I think he floated down the street.
He did. We're gonna probably spend the rest of this night trying to find him.
Seriously, we should probably
he's probably wandered off by the.
I mean, it is raining out, and there are. I don't know.
He might be out there at a trampoline.
I think he left.
You'll hear him, but he might just disappear. He used to do it all the time when we'd have party with him in Marina Cross. He'd just wander off.
He was the gypsy. That was his nickname. Legit nickname.
The legit gypsy.
It's kind of a tongue twister, isn't it? Legit gypsy.
Cheryl, your she shed's on fire. No picture that she shed down, Cheryl. I have no idea.
We have derailed.
We have always. So Mike Ruffner wants to know if Bradshaw and Chicken still hold a grudge. He didn't seem too happy with Chicken when we were talking about him at the.
I bet Damon's the kind of dude that would be like, no, dude, it's cool.
Well, I guess on Friday night that Damon was, Gilly and them were showing him videos like when he launched his bike at him in Bercy. And Damon still this day said, man, that was an accident. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was an accident.
I bet Damon still probably kind of hates him.
He seems like he would just want to fight anytime. He was trying to fight Biting all night, he said.
Was
He kept putting Biting in headlocks and stuff. And then they tried beating up Cody for a while, and then Biting had to pull Damon off him. I mean, they were kidding, obviously, playing around, but he wants an aggressive beast from the East.
Yeah.
Carry that shit all the time.
Yeah, for sure. He just looks I've never met the dude, but
Maybe if you wouldn't have left Saturday.
He looks intense.
He is intense.
Yeah.
Well, he rides a Beta, so I don't even know what the hell that is.
I don't either. It's a fish, right?
That was a gas. That's what he's sponsored by. There was a Beta there that Swap rode at one time, and it had a seat that was the size of like.
Man, I saw a Swap riding like 6 different bikes on Saturday.
He rode a Mini. He rode his daughter's Super Mini, I think. He rode that Beta. He rode that 250F of Wanks. He rode all day. If anyone enjoyed practice, it was
I remember it was either first or second practice. I was out there in a 347 Yamaha 252 stroke goes by me, and he was wearing like this old mid 90s Thor jersey, had Pedersen on it, and the back of it was all cut to shit.
He crashed already at practice. he wore that American flag Troy Lee helmet that Troy had given us when Pingery and Chad and I raced. It was a mini moto at the Orleans. It was like a 3-man team race. And I don't even know what year that would have been. That helmet had to be 20 years old almost.
Yeah.
But it looked good.
No, it was cool.
And that was a race that that they had 3 men out, all of us out there. There's like 40 of us out running on this little pit bike race. And it was a team race. And they announced that we won. And then on the podium, like, yeah, we have no idea who won. We lost track of scoring. But you guys look like a nice team, so we're going to let you guys take the win.
That was the pit bike race?
It was a pit bike race.
Where was that at? Millville?
Nope. Orleans in Vegas.
Okay.
It was when the pit bikes were just getting big. Like we rode a 110.
Is that where that photo is that you have of you and Riley walking down from
Nope, that is actually from Hangtown because they used to at the Nationals when I went to work for Smith.
They used to have them every
they had
round,
a pit bike race every Saturday night that they had put on. Like Lou Lopez would do it. A bunch of the industry guys, Tom Carson. So Smith had bought one from Fred Andrews' dealership, had it in the Smith truck. We'd do some bars on it and a little bit of suspension, and we'd race every Saturday night, which was pretty good. So, yeah, Riley had. I come in from practice and he burned his little arm on the header pipe. You know how hot those damn things are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got a quick lesson. Dirt bikes are bad, Dad. Yeah, I felt terrible. Now he never liked them again.
Yeah,
which is pretty good.
That was enough.
Yeah, saves a lot of money.
It does.
Yeah. How much money you spend on bikes?
Me?
How many bikes you got in your garage right now?
I don't know, 6.
6 bikes. Name all 6 bikes you have in your garage right now.
RMZ 450, KLX 110, 125, Kawasaki, 250 Kawasaki. There's my Harley, and then Cody Gilmore's fucking Harley thingy that he's got.
Oh, the hooligan thing he started building, right?
No, it's his dad's. I don't even know what it's called.
Is this his chopper? Where's his chopper at?
Chopper's back at his dad's.
Back at his dad's.
Yeah.
So you have 6 bikes in your garage.
6 bikes in my garage.
You gave up on the 450 because that thing tried killing you every time you rode it.
Yeah, not a fan.
You have a pretty erratic style, and that 450 would just like throwing you on the ground, and then would get up and run you over.
I don't know, man. Like I grew up riding 2-strokes as well as you did, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm a child of the 90s moto scene. I know how to make a 2-stroke go, I guess.
Sing.
Yeah.
Would you ride at the winter set this last weekend? What bike did you have?
I haven't ridden my 450 in a year probably. But like what I was going to say is when, back in 06 and 07 when you had your Loretta's run with that Storm Lake Honda 450 ride that you got from Jeff. You seem to ride that thing okay. Was that your first endeavor on a 450?
It was. I remember the first time I went, I met you guys down at the river, right there, kind of
That had to be like super different, right? After riding two strokes and racing two strokes, the love that you had your entire life to get on a
I don't know why I never
450.
rode a 250 stroke national. I actually liked 250s. I like the power brand of it.
You seem like you would be more suited for 250.
Just the power of the 450 was nice, and I liked it. That first year, 06, was a stock. I just ran a stock one with the Pro Circuit pipe on it, and then the next year's when Cog got all serious and Hickman built a motor for it, and we put the cams in there and all that shit. And then the bike broke at the farm, or not the farm, the farm for the AMA qualifier, and I only ended up making one class. So nothing worse than going to Ruz and ride one fucking class all week.
What was that? Plus 25?
Plus 35 and plus 40 maybe?
Plus 35? No, you weren't that old back then.
Oh yeah, 06, 07, I would have been 36 and 37.
Oh shit.
I was old. I'm still old.
damn,
So it would have been plus 30. It was plus 30, plus 35 is what I rode. Obviously, I wasn't plus 40.
Uh-huh.
And so, but then I only qualified in one of the classes for the next year. And we went down with Riley and Zach and Michelle, and we went down with the Weiss family, in a hauler.
Oh, I didn't know
with Mikey.
the whole family went there.
Dude, two families in one of the haul. They've got one of those concept haulers.
Uh-huh.
Put our bikes in there, and two families. Yeah, it was nice. It was a fun week. If you've been to Lorez, you went down there.
Never
right?
been there.
Oh, that's right. You were
I tried, but I failed.
What's that? The shit. That's right.
Failed.
Well, that's a sore subject.
You're a
Bring that up
loser.
today. But it is. It's like it's an adventure, that you have to experience, and you will try again one day, right?
No.
When did you try? 2 years ago?
Never.
You came pretty close at Millville.
Fuck that. I ain't trying again.
It's a lot of money.
No. Yeah, I did.
Got to go to area. Got to go to regional.
I've been reading some shit and some varying opinions on the importance of the Lorettas and the value of it, I guess. And I'm not. I think I'm unsubscribed.
Well, you already were going to go to it, so now you're just bitter. It's okay to admit it.
I'm bitter, and I'm bitter, and consequently that changes my whole entire outlook.
But you were all ready for it.
On the importance of the event.
Well, it's a good family experience. Go down there with the kids, and you could maybe adopt a couple.
I'll take my kids down there.
Maybe you could adopt a couple the week before.
I'll take the wife and kids. I'm gonna adopt Nick Metcalf for the week.
Maybe borrow the Cullinane kids.
Yeah.
There's 15. There's fucking use like 30 of those little shits.
You guys can go have a week long, vacation.
Hey, why don't you take the boys with you? That'd be great.
Yeah.
We're going to Vegas.
Sponsor my Loretta's trip. I'll babysit your kids the entire week. You pay for my gas and entry down there. Deal. Now it's up to me to qualify. Plus 40, you can't come soon enough.
Yeah, that's got to be because you tried to qualify for plus 25, right? I mean, that's a damn tough, fast class.
I tried plus 25 and plus 30, I think, and ironically, I was very close to plus 25. And
I remember we were following you that day at
30.
Millville.
Yeah.
You actually got a second, I think, the second motor or something like that.
Third in a moto.
Third, that's right. See,
yeah,
we watched.
like the best ride of my life ever.
You shredded, but it was too little, too late, wasn't it?
Yeah, they late a dollar short, like Mike Ness says, which has always been the story.
Yeah,
of my life.
Let's see that little finger of yours. Too little, too late.
How did my finger get brought in? Here's my finger. Take a good look at it. Oh yeah, look at Denny's finger.
Can't close my hand.
If Metcalf was here, we'd be talking about
motocross are dangerous.
I'd be talking about like a story how his clutch finger was like pointed like yours was. I don't know where the hell he went.
He wandered off. He's out in the front yard.
I think he's walking back to Kansas. All right.
But I think you should go to Loretta's. Let's try this year.
No.
It's kind of like when we took Cody to go to Redbud. I mean, he just one of those experiences.
Yeah.
Cody Gilmore at a national. That was pretty exciting. With Danny G when I didn't put gas in the bike and got yelled at.
You didn't put gas in it at all?
I did. I had one job, Denny. Wash the bike.
You failed to
wash
top
the bike,
it off.
wash his gear, feed him some food, and put gas in the bike.
So
I
put
gas in the bike.
Did it dawn on you that the bike was not topped off with gas?
Oh, when Cody was having a heart attack on the line after his parade lap, he comes in and we got the little Gatorade bottle you pour in there and all those things. Like, there's not enough gas in the bike.
So he's checking it and
freaking out. He's shaking it. So then the guy next to us, he gave us his bottle of gas because he poured in there. It still wasn't full. I'm like, oh man, what did I do? Why did I put more gas in the bike?
Yeah.
And so luckily we were pitted like not far from the start line, and Danny, ran like a gazelle. Filled up 2 more bottles, came back, and and we got the bike going. But I'd never seen Cody so nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, you really don't want to finish that race anyways. What the hell?
Yeah.
You probably be happy I didn't fill it up.
Right. Doing you a favor, bro.
Yeah. Talk about that was fun though, and he.
The sooner you run out of gas, the sooner we can all just
we can get home and go to Des Moines.
Hang out. party and drink beer.
That's when we came home. We stopped at Des Moines Saturday night after the National. 4th of July weekend. No, we didn't go to Lumberyard. We partied there, and then we drove home. And then you came over to the pool party.
That was that weekend?
That was that weekend. That's a picture of me sitting on your toilet outside in your driveway.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still there. You want to
I saw that actually. So you have 6 motorcycles and a toilet in your garage.
And a toilet, yeah.
And you've ride the toilet probably more than any of them. Kind of CC's that shit got, boy.
Yeah.
Kind of horsepower is that
It's
toilet
a
got?
big bore.
All right, let's see the next question.
Did we answer a question?
Did Suzuki's hold you back in the 250 class from Wire Doc 19? I don't know what that means. Hold me back? Hold you back. I would say that back in 1990, 91, Suzuki had the best 125s on the planet. Their 250 program, but it wasn't really probably dynamite. Not that it was terrible, but I thought it was really funny that we tested Supercross at Adelanto in the sand. They gave you a pipe and a header and a head and said, okay, have a good season. We'll see it when the season's done. That was our testing.
Pipe and a header. Sent you on your way.
A new head, yeah, and some suspension. Then the track that we tested on was sand.
Mm-hmm.
So that did a lot of good.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I obviously held myself back by just probably not taking it as serious I should have.
Wasn't Yamaha the kind of the gurus of testing back in the day?
Well, Damon said they tested nonstop.
Right.
That they tested and tested and tested. And they said by the end of the day, I goes, I don't even know what I'm testing. You know,
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, shit. Have you ever done that? I mean, try jetting heads and all pipes and silencers, and then like, okay, how did that feel compared to the one we started at 8 a.m.?
I forgot.
Yeah, check my notes. I don't know.
Not in 93, Metcalf says.
I think somebody said that they were testing with JGR and they came across something with someone else's like from like 10 years ago's name on like a part or something.
Found this in the back room. Just bolt it on and see how it does.
Right. Let's see what else we got here. Gene Newmack, who's the most talented rider of all time? Dogger, Bale, Stewart, Swink, and who else?
What was the question? Sorry.
Who's the most talented rider of all time? Dogger, Bale, Stewart, Swink, or someone else?
Ooh, that's a tough one because that spans decades of riders.
That's
I'm partial to Bale. I don't know why, but when I first got into motocross, it was around the 93, 94 ish, and Bale was like the man. I mean, he was kind of the man, right? He was winning races.
He was winning everything.
What I'm saying is I was not like a Stanton fan. I was like Jean-Michel Bale fan.
Oh, call me French bastard, huh?
Dude, I don't know. Like
Bale was awesome. Bale was
that's the most unpatriotic thing ever to admit, but it's the truth. Bale was he was a fucking natural.
You know, in 90, that's my I was originally had signed with Honda. And I'd chosen, Honda's iconic, so I wanted to sign with them. And all of a sudden, it was me and someone else, another 125 guy, maybe Mike Craig, or Larry Ward. And so we're waiting for bikes. I'm waiting to get bikes. They haven't got a bike yet. I mean, it's like damn near October, November. And I'm supposed to go to Bercy and race Paris on a Honda. And I haven't even ridden a Honda. I haven't got a Honda. And all of a sudden, Greg Arnold calls and says, hey, some shit's going down. Or Dave Arnold. They had signed. Honda decided to hire Bale and scrap the 125 team, which was my program.
Yeah.
And so
you've hated him ever since.
No, I like Bale. He's awesome. But yeah, that was so I went to Paris and rode a Honda, which I never rode a Honda before, and I had a pair of pants MSR that said budget cut on them.
I'll show them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put budget cut on my
budget
butt.
cut. Yeah,
did you win?
No, I was terrible.
Damn it. Like, yeah,
well, imagine showing up.
We made the right decision.
Imagine showing up to race against Rick Johnson and all those guys on a bike you've never raced, and you're at 19. It made a lot of sense. And I did terrible, but Bale ended up being the man. And so a few times we stayed with down at Guy Cooper's. Cooper was buddies with Bale, and Bale would stay over there and ride all week with us. And Cooper would have us on bicycles like from morning. Then we'd be riding trials bikes, and we'd be riding motocross, and we'd be riding go karts. And then the guy was just such a passionate guy. So you'd be around. It was me, Todd DeHoop, Cliff Palmer, Guy Cooper, and Bale. It was a hell of a week. Be around that type of talent, those type of people, and
yeah, for sure.
And learn from Bale because Bale was cool. He liked talking and showing you things, how he did things, and the guy could literally ride a bike.
Didn't train one lick, did he?
I don't think so.
Just rode his bike until it was
Just
out of
flawless.
gas, pulled it up again, and
that's what pissed Stanton off so much. That Stanton would work so hard, and Bale just rode effortlessly and show up and eat powdered donuts in the truck. And
Sugar water, like Bubba said.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I heard that.
I don't even know what sugar water is.
Ricky didn't like that, I don't think.
Yeah, no, he was
Yeah,
pretty bummed about that.
but then Bale, what he went on to win, I think he's the first rider only that year to win. He won Supercross, 250, and 500 in the same year. First one to ever do that. And then I think the next year he kind of half-assed it, and then he disappeared and went road racing.
Mm-hmm. Later, dorks.
Right? I'm the
I
best
came,
at
I
this.
dominated. You guys suck. I'm on to the next thing.
On the next deal.
That's pretty badass.
That's pretty badass. And he
Yeah.
was actually a really good road racer.
Yeah.
Not
why,
great.
why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, that smooth ass style. So I'm probably with you on Bale, probably one of the most talented. Stewart reinvented how to. I mean, they each reinvented doing things. Like Bale, the way he went through whoops. I think he taught the sawhorse.
I've heard you
Stewart-
say that before.
Stewart scrubbed.
So are you saying that before Bale, nobody was skimming whoops in that kind of teeter-totter method?
I don't think they were quite that big back then. You know, around his area is when they started making them pretty big. I think there was kind of the whole theory of just pin it and hang off the back of the bike. But you know, Bale taught the thing of hit the front wheel, rear wheel, front wheel.
The
rear wheel.
methodology of da.
Exactly,
da.
and the bike would sawhorse perfectly through them,
and riding it like a gear or two higher.
and lugging it. Just,
Right.
Yeah, and that
Something
was
that I never figured out.
that was him, and that helped me a lot. Like on
Metcalf
125.
did, right? Huh?
Metcalf was pretty.
He was a
fast in
beast.
whoops.
He was a beast in the whoops.
The best thing I ever saw, I've ever never forget, was one of the arena crosses. And the arena that was the whoops were one end of the arena to the other, and Rusty Holland had just fell off the bike, off the back of the bike, but
I quit.
just pinned it through him, and it like kicked him off the back of the bike, and he fell, and the bike finished the whoops, and then smashed in the wall at the end of the arena. First time I ever seen that.
Yeah,
You will never forget that.
that's awesome.
He was on a Honda, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Tough
probably one
Honda.
Cog guys that time. Yep.
Yeah.
And then he rode a Suzuki later, and
At least he went through the whoops though, instead of around the whoops like our buddy Jeremy Riesenberg. I mean,
we were just talking about it the other day. Yeah, he would actually roll through them. He's like,
yeah, it's.
I'm just going to slow down and roll through these lap, because we were talking about jumping through them, and someone said, or I think his brother said, yeah, well, Jeremy just freaking would roll through them.
Jeremy would always kind of admit that his best line was the cheater line, and that was around the outside of the whoops, just down the straightaway. Not necessarily in arena cross, but anywhere else locally.
There's a lot of guys who would do that.
Yeah.
Even in Supercross, like you'd see them, or if you had a section of whoops at like the test track, the guy would just go around them. Some guys would.
Mhm.
So I don't know what the purpose of that was. Not anything.
Only hit him if it counts.
Right? Why? I'm not going to risk this. I'm not getting $1 million.
I'll do it in the main event for 20 laps. But other than
That's
that,
it. Not
I'm
doing it
not
again.
doing it.
Yeah. What do you think about hopping? You'd be a hopper, wouldn't you?
I'm-
You squatty little shit.
Yeah, if I was going to be good in whoops in any capacity, it would be hopping through them.
Hop. I don't know about
Because
that.
I got this kind of like longer torso than I
That's
got.
what Budman would
Then
do.
I got legs. I
In
think
arena
I got
cross.
fucked in that area. Yeah, my legs are like, I don't know, a foot
Swap
long.
the same thing. Swap was a hopper. He's like you guys, 5'6", 5'7".
Mm,
Not you, but them. But I was a blitzer. I love blitzing whoops.
yeah, well, good for you.
Yep, take that. Someone else said Lachine. Lachine was pretty damn talented too.
He was before my time.
He showed up at 16 years old, rode the 2D class and won, kind of like Bradshaw did.
That's pretty.
That's pretty sick.
Badass.
Yep. Wire Doc wants to know what was my favorite bike I had.
I could answer that for you.
What was it?
Well, my favorite bike that you ever had was the 96 G Dub,
Which you bought. Your dad bought for you.
and that I wish I still had.
I think it was pretty badass, and it was pretty fast. But it only
But
rode.
not your favorite bike. I know that.
I only rode 3 nationals on the thing.
Yeah.
Gainesville, Hangtown, and Glen Helen, and it was like Slater.
Mhm.
105 degrees. I'm like, Dad, I don't want to do this shit no more. He's like, good, I don't want to either. Let's go race arena cross. Who knew? Another 6 more years racing that shit.
Right.
Got to meet Metcalf.
Metcalf.
But no, I'd say my favorite bike was probably my 2000 Suzuki. Was pretty damn fast. Those things were badass.
Yeah.
Bill's pipes, RG3 suspension. I didn't realize how good they were until I didn't ride them anymore. And Budman had and Billy.
Until you got on
Whitley,
that
these
2001
guys-
Cowie.
2001
for
Cali,
what,
St. Louis Power Sports. Yep.
Right. That they sponsored like half the arena cross racers.
Yeah, they
didn't
pissed away all their money. So by the time the arena cross ended, they had more money to finish paying my salary. So I was supposed to make 50 grand that year, and I made 25, and they filed bankruptcy.
Maddie, get in here. Take over. I gotta. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Go take a
Get in
piss,
here.
buddy. Jesus, you're high maintenance.
Get in here. You gotta film it.
What else can we talk about here? Well, okay, when all the 125 class get 2 medals and not be treated as a circus act. When will the 125 class? Here, put the headphones on, Nick. Nick, are you watching the Nationals this year? You said,
Not yet.
well, that's right. You didn't even know there
Thought it
was. You
this
didn't even know there
weekend.
was one
That's
yesterday.
pathetic, I know.
Do you still pay attention to racing? I mean, do
Yeah.
you miss? Had fun
Yeah.
and you had a good time, Buck, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Do you? When's the last time you rode a bike?
Oh, a couple months ago.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
What'd you ride?
Suzuki 450. Is that what you asked? Oh, just
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I was asking. Yeah.
Just a little Southwest.
Where'd you
Kansas,
ride it at?
My hometown. Yep.
A local race or just practice track?
No practice.
A track.
No racing for me right now.
You know,
Wouldn't want to win.
that freestyle guy lives right by you, Ronnie Feist. You know, Ronnie Feist lives in
Yeah.
Kansas.
Where?
I'm not sure exactly.
You're shitting me.
I'd have to look it up. No, he
Well,
moved,
you
got
say
married,
your
and moved to
favorite curve, wouldn't
Kansas. Yeah, no, I swear to God. And so Byton was
What?
just up in like right around Kansas City area.
Well,
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's
I'm
crazy, huh?
pretty close. Yeah. Yeah.
You might see him
Not
out
that
there.
I know him, but you know.
No,
love
but
him.
I know that
Yeah, so, yeah.
Byton was trying to get him to come up to Winterset this last weekend because he drove up and stayed with him and saw him for I think when played Top Golf or something. But yeah, a metal militia guy right in the middle of Kansas,
Wow.
or a former. I don't think he's any longer, but interesting.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of town.
That's awesome, bud. So when are you going to the casino?
What?
Are you going to the casino tonight?
Hell no, I'm not going to casino. Haven't been for a while.
Oh, I thought that's what you came up to do.
Uh,
Oh, you're just bullshitting me.
yeah, bullshit.
Yeah, you do it well.
Yeah, poker face right there.
Well done. Well done,
Yeah, right?
Dick.
We're not racing anymore.
304 DJ. How many Dash for Cash races have you won in the whole arena cross career? How about those days? You loved the
I
Dash
was
for Cash
just
too.
talking about the dash for cash on the side there. Hey man,
I'd love the
I
Dash
wish
for
they would
Cash.
bring that back.
4
because
laps,
That's
2 minutes, and the crowd pitched in money anywhere from it'd
You
be
know
anywhere
what?
from like $500 to
that
$1,000.
was awesome watching you.
Oh yeah, I love the
That
4
was-
laps, man. I love 2
Damn
minutes
right.
of racing.
I was way below.
I
you
should have
on
raced
that
more
one, you know
series
what?
if they're only 2 minutes long.
How many
Yeah.
DFC championships?
I won 4 Dash for Cash titles, which was pretty irrelevant, but it paid well.
To
And
hell
I
with
used
the
to, and
titles
I
is-
moved down to Dallas for a while, and my first year, and I basically just had a Ziploc of cash that just sat in my sock drawer.
Your
which
dad
is
didn't- your dad didn't keep that, huh?
well, I usually bought everybody pizzas after the races. They'd give you Robbie Fully come out of the cup with all these wad of money jammed in that thing, and that was pretty exciting. Good money. It was just $1 million, nothing big deal,
There
but
you go. Million and a half.
it was good. But that's how I pretty much survived on that thing, and then each year. And I don't know. They got rid of that. I don't know why, but obviously got rid of Arena Cross altogether now. So
Gotcha.
That's a bummer. Big fan of Arena Cross.
it definitely set the
Well,
standard
the
for.
whole-
It gave
the whole
people.
format.
It's a bummer that the fact they don't have any longer because it definitely gave people an extra career, gave people extra other things to race. Now you're either Supercross or motocross, and that's it. What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about Arena Cross,
Absolutely.
which Mr. Metcalf was well versed in.
Get the
Absolutely.
regional.
Regional
Get
is
that, yeah,
where-
not
where-
national because
that's where it's
national
at,
is
bro.
no, that well, exactly. That was where the more fun was.
Hell yeah.
Got to be more serious with the big-
Jeff Whitney, my girl needs gear, teaching her how to ride. She scares me for life. She scares me for my life. I don't know what that means, Jeff, but your dirt bikes for your own time. Tell her to go to the mall. Yeah, don't take your chick riding. It's your time, right?
Didn't you do that?
Oh, I'm kidding.
You did it all the time, didn't you?
Whatever, ladies.
No, never really.
Yeah, exactly. I'll try to make time as I'm working to complete a mural tonight. Oh, that's my buddy. Oh, Kip. Kip. That was pretty badass, huh? Those paintings he did. I don't know if anybody checked out my Instagram. He made like 4 of those in an hour or something. He said, made one of Damon, myself, Swap. He did like a tagging. And then what was the other one he did? Oh, Byton. Yeah, he did a great job. That kid's talented. For some reason, he's hanging out with Gilmore. Got to get him away from that guy. He went out that night, and yeah, when you guys were trying to put the bike on the roof of the van, and then you had stolen the mannequin. and he was like, "You guys, wasn't me." I was like, "Don't." I wasn't yelling. Stan's the one who was yelling at you. But yeah, he was kind of like, I'm like, wow. He was like, wow. And then especially when we went to Kung Fu that earlier, said, you should just lay down, young man. That's what happens. Welcome to our world for a while. Chaos. Exactly. Kung Fu. If you're in Des Moines, go to our buddy Jeff's bar at Kung Fu. Great place. Bunch of biker shit on the walls. And they have tacos. It's a tacos and tapas. Tapas.
Do they do kung fu there?
They do.
Tony did kung fu.
What? Yeah. What do you got for me? What's the funnest, best race I've ever had?
There's 3 questions in this one.
Fun and best race I ever had. I don't know. I mean, 90s was having a good time. Supercross winning races is always good. When you're not winning, it's not nearly as fun. So, I mean, I'm going to say the whole 90 season and the entire Arena Cross series for 6 years, 97 to 02.
Pro or amateur?
Pro or amateur, which was more adorable? Well, pro, especially you're making $1 million like I was, clearly. Pro was fun. I mean, pro was always a good time. I mean, I always, let's be honest, me, I always have a good time with whatever I'm doing. And I was very fortunate to race, and especially in the 90s, as we brought up at that show in Des Moines, when Chris Casper asked if all of our life revolved around strip clubs and partying. I'm like, no, not necessarily. There were some dirt bikes in there as well.
I mean, kind of, but yeah.
I mean, the 90s was a fun era. It's hard to deny it. We were very blessed to be able to be unique individuals and not have to be too corporate and have fun and, go do Krusty Demons of Dirt 1, Krusty Demons of Dirt 2, flying a jet to Vegas, flying a helicopter to the dunes. Krusty 3, spend 2 or 3 weeks in Brazil with your friends. Yeah, sounds horrible.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's a good era. We're pretty
see that
blessed.
shit going on these days.
Well, I always said, man, if you have an opportunity to do it, to go somewhere, take it. That's why I kept telling Cody when he wanted to go to Germany and stuff, he's like, should I go? Absolutely go. Because once you're done racing, those opportunities may never present themselves again.
For sure.
With Justin living in Australia right now, I mean, what a great opportunity. He's crushing it, riding 2 different series.
Yeah.
Said he might even move there one day.
Did he?
Well, he lives down there about 3 months a year. What, or 2 months?
I heard him say at one point his daughter had spent more time in Australia than she did like in the States in like a given year, calendar year.
Yeah. That's awesome. What a blessing. We'll take your family and do that
cool.
stuff. Yeah.
For sure.
And then he went to Hawaii and raced. I was telling the story. We went to Mexico one year. They put us up. They took like 10 of us, 10 or 12 of us, Button and Phil Lawrence and Budman and Swap and I and
that was for a
I
Krusty
think
video.
no, it was just a race. We raced down there one weekend, and then they put us up in a resort all week, and then we raced the next weekend. By the next weekend, it was pretty much riding around. Like no one really cared that they were there. We were there to race a dirt bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was imagine a week at Cabo or wherever the hell we were at some resort, and then have to go race the next weekend.
Right.
Didn't go over very well.
No.
That's when some guys, some Mexicans had jumped in like a Suzuki Samurai and tried taking it around the track and hit a double in it. And it's like the guys like stand on top of it, like, yeah, and they fucking just launched this Suzuki Samurai into the air. Man,
Didn't end well.
It's shit you see, man. I'll tell you.
Wow.
You can never forget it. That's when we tried convincing Button. We're grabbing a bottle of tequila at the bar, and we're putting a thumb over it, and we pretend like we're drinking it. And then we'd give the bottle to Button, and then Button would actually chug it.
Drink it for real.
Yeah. He did not end well that night. He got pretty sick. Yeah. The next day we're laughing. I'm like, dude, no one was drinking that except you. Sneaky bastards. Absolutely. Then my first place I went out of country was Australia. Same thing. Well, Doug Dubach at 18. That's how I learned how to party. Because if you went out in Australia, you did not leave the bar with your t-shirt on. They would rip it off you.
Oh, is that where you learned that?
And then they would dogpile you.
To de-sleeve.
Yeah. No, they just ripped the whole thing off you.
Mm.
Yeah. If you left an Australian bar with your shirt on, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were crazy.
That's where you get a hybrid accent from.
That's how I did it right there. It worked one time. You know that. Lobby of St. Louis. She's like, these chicks are like, man, that guy's from out of town. Hi, ladies. What's going on over there? Yep. I remember I went to her hotel room and I put my phone number and lipstick on a mirror. Like, don't forget me. I mean, don't forget me.
Did you ever get called that?
No, I don't think so. Oh yeah, she did. She came back with her parents, mom, and went to the Wheezy concert. Yeah, I think, yeah. Terrible. She needed her mom to drive her.
Adam Leslie, who do you think will win the upcoming Super Hooligan race?
I don't even know what that. I mean, I know what a super hooligan race
Cody
is. but
Gilmore.
I don't know who's. I don't even know who's racing those
He's
things.
gonna
Probably.
dominate.
What's the one guy? Roland Sands is really good on him. Cody said when he tried to race those things. Did you see that video or picture of Swap?
He did that in Sturgis, right? With Harry Hart.
Well, he did. Cody did, but then Swap after Millville, I think, went and did some type of hooligan racing, like I guess Coke syrup like arena.
As in Swap Pedersen?
I think he crashed and got ran over by the other bike. Just totally ran him over, and he said he'd never rode the bike. And then Chad and him were talking about how a hooligan is basically I don't know, that they basically feel like a sled. Have you ridden Cody's hooligan?
No. No.
Do you want to ride Cody's hooligan?
No, he basically had like a
It was just a Sportster, right?
Sportster with moto bars on it and like mid controls, and he'd like jump to
And
the
Race
top
Tech
of it.
suspension, courtesy of Race Tech
Yeah, this show is brought to you by Race Tech in no shape, way, or
and
form.
Fast House.
But we'll plug them anyways.
Yeah,
No, I haven't ridden that, but
maybe you should get one of those and add it. Made a 7th bike in your garage
why not?
next to the toilet.
Yeah.
What else you
I'll
got?
use
Liz?
I use the toilet as a stand.
Can who? Jet Reynolds. Jet Reynolds. Yeah, he's one of the fast up and coming kids, and Villapo's riding also the 125 class on Saturday. At all the nationals are having a 125 class, which is
Bill
kind of.
Poto, he handedly won.
I don't think.
the
I don't
125
know.
class.
That's good. I've never. I've honestly.
Wait, so is Jet Reynolds?
Jet Reynolds is one of the new up and coming superstar kids. He's from Fresno.
Right.
There's like 4 or 5 of those kids out there that just shred. But I don't know. Last time I remember he was on a Cobra 860 not long ago, but now he's on a
Like
125
last year.
two-stroke.
Now he's racing pro.
120. I don't think he's pro, but you can ride 125 2-strokes, and I don't know. I don't know how. I didn't see Bill Porter pretty much smoked him at Hangtown.
Jet Reynolds is racing the 125 class.
That's what somebody had asked. So I think some of these kids are riding 125 classes for fun.
Right.
You don't have to be a pro rider as long as you can be all skills.
Mhm.
Would you ride your 125 at Millville?
I am going to.
Oh,
I'm already signed up for it.
fantastic! Are you?
Yeah.
Well, look at you go! Woohoo!
Here comes the mid 30th place
awesome.
finish.
No, we never see him anyways.
Why won't you?
I think Swap. I think someone's going to try and see if Swap was going to try and ride it.
No, that's the Loretta's agreement.
Is that racing on Saturday? Did they race 125 on Saturday or Fridays?
It's the day of the motos.
Oh, but they have practice on Friday, and then you can race it on
Well,
Saturday.
if there's enough riders, then they run qualifiers on Friday, which would be cool because you get more bang for your buck that way, I guess.
Yeah.
It's $100 for the entry fee.
Absolutely.
But if you're babysitting, then you're gonna have to find like people to cover for you. While yeah, so I mean that's
How many laps are the motos? How long are they? I don't even know. 4 laps?
yeah, 4 laps.
And they're ran in the morning?
What?
The race is ran in the morning on Saturday.
See,
after
I
practice?
read different things. I read it was going to be initially at the end of the day after the entire 4 motos were done, but then I read it was halfway. So I don't know what it would be.
Because I know that they got they have a pretty strict time frame with the TV and stuff. Like every hour, 1, 2, 3, and 4, all the 4 nationals, 4 motos. So it must be maybe maybe it's before it. Maybe it's like at noon.
I hope it's like right in the middle of the day. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Oh, like middle of the day, but I don't think it's between the motos. I guess either before all 4 motos or it's at the end of all 4 motos.
No, what I'm saying is it'd be rad if it was after the first 2 motos.
Oh, at intermission, but I don't think it is because they got to fit it in with the time frame for the TV stuff. And then you also know that you can be an amateur and race a few races before you and still go to Loretta's.
And then go to Loretta's and
40 points.
yeah.
40 points I just read. I didn't know that last week when I was talking to Bray, but it'd be interesting to see some of these kids if they do that.
That's fucking weird.
I used to race when I raced. We raced nationals, and then we went and rode Loretta's in '88. I rode Supercross in '88, and then I raced Loretta's.
Well, you're weird.
That was standard back then. But yeah, I don't know what year that they changed it that you can no longer ride that at all.
I don't know. Does that make sense to you guys? You can go and race a pro, like what you're aspiring to be, like go and race, like play a game in the major leagues per se, and then drop down to the, you know, yeah, and then like assess where you're at, and then.
I don't know why. I don't know. That was weird. I don't know why we could do that back then, but we did. I rode a couple nationals. I rode all of Supercross, and then I raced Loretta's in '88.
So how were your finishes prior to you going back to the amateur championships and Loretta's?
I looked at, if you look at the vault, I actually
Like,
did
why
pretty
would you
well.
even go back?
I won the 250, I think the 250 Pro Sport. I beat Kudrowski and Larocco, and I think I got second at 125.
And your finishes in the pro nationals, pro Supercross?
I don't remember. At Supercross, I got fifth that year. At the Meadowlands, I rode both classes, got a third in the 125.
Right, but like what I'm saying is, if you do a couple nationals or even Supercross prior to that final Loretta's deal, and you're like,
If you're killing it, I mean, then you don't need to go.
Why
at all.
even go to Loretta's? Like,
Because you're getting paid. That's what the Calais Team Green was paying. I mean, it was more important for them for you to go.
Back then, you're getting
win.
paid?
I get paid for all my stuff. I was making bonuses and stuff. Like I didn't have a salary, but they gave me all my bikes and paid for all my expenses. And
yeah,
I had a salary. I think I was getting paid from at Malcolm Smith, and I think Scott gave me money at the time, 17, 18. Mm-hmm. And then you go to Loretta's, and it's obviously that's what you're hired to do is win on that bike, Team Green. To go to the nationals is just kind of like you just went and did it. And that's what Swap was saying. That he'd won both, I guess, pro sports his last year at Loretta's, and then had no ride. You know, today you win both classes. You got a Horizon ride, and you're probably getting paid.
You're probably already got.
You're right at Geico Honda
by the time you win pro sport. You know, two classes at Loretta's,
which I think makes them. I think it's just too much.
I mean, they're starting these kids at like on 80s.
Yeah, and they're paying them. I was hearing when I did Pulp a while back when I was there with Chicken. I think Matthew was talking about what Fly was paying some of these mini kids like $100,000 or something.
Yeah,
no one's buying gear because of some 60 kids wearing it.
No,
I mean I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But then the fact that you have them,
I think that's like a retainer.
Well, then you have them, and then as soon as they sign with the 250 team, they got to wear that team's gear. So you've lost them already. That's
Right.
When I was at Smith, I was trying to we had Villapoto, and then as soon as he rode pro circuit, he had to wear Scott's. So we lost him. It's like, well, what's the point of even really paying an amateur kid? Because as soon as they turn pro on whatever team,
everything it just changes. Their program changes.
Everything,
sponsors change.
Exactly. So they're no longer branded with all that stuff they were. You know? But it's an interesting time.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm not buying any more Jimmy John's subs because of Ryder D.
I hate Jimmy John's. Let's talk about something real quick. Chipotle. I had Chipotle yesterday. It was horrible. Do you love Chipotle?
No.
People are addicted to that. Adam Jones.
Yeah, but in comes the Qdoba sponsor.
No Chipotle sponsor. That shit was terrible. I got the steak. It tasted like it was cold. It tasted like dog food.
Abelardo's, if you guys,
it's no Alvarado's. I should have gone there.
You were welcome.
I literally was so hungry for Mexican food. I went down there. I thought I'm Bob Boozer, 156. I thought that Alvarado's is open there. It's not open yet. So don't go there. So then I'm like, well, where am I going to get my tacos at now? So now I'm driving down Center Street. I'm like, well, I could go to 180th over here to Alvarado's little hut. Oh, let's just try out Chipotle. But before I get to Chipotle, let's stop at the grocery store and get some chips. Because you got to have some chips. Okay. And I needed some Hawaiian Punch because I was out of Hawaiian Punch. And while I was there, I got some dog food. So then I'm like, oh, let's go to Chipotle. I got me a rice bowl with steak, a little sour cream, some cheese. I'm so excited. I got my bag of chips, got some salsa, got some queso at home.
Some dog food.
Settled right there. Because I sit on the couch because I don't really sit at the table. So I sit on the couch. Bane comes over. What do you got there, bro? And I open it up and I bite into it, and it was shit.
It was absolute shit, garbage.
I'm like, I was so pissed. I mean, I spent like $20, drove around for 30 minutes. So if you're
2019, that was your first Chipotle experience?
No, I've had it before, but
okay.
I'd never had it, but I haven't had it in a while. And I thought, man, I'm really going to treat myself today.
Yeah, it's not the cat's meow.
It was garbage.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's not that great.
Cold nuggets. Well, I've been meaning to talk about that.
Denny had to get that off his chest.
It's really bothered me because I was so excited for that meal and it was horrible.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't really pay attention to IndyCar racing at all, do you?
Nope.
So just off topic again, but I like it because it's
Have we ever been on topic? We've never been on topic.
Well, IndyCar racing, it's Indy 500 coming up this weekend. And McLaren is an F1 team and they decided they wanted to come race the Indy 500. And so I was reading this article. the driver Alfonso he's like trying to he's a former world champion. He's trying to get this like wrap up this whole like win at Indy because he's won like 24-hour Le Mans. He's won F1 racing, and they wanted to come over and race the Indy 500. So to put this in perspective, as I'm reading this article, they didn't have a steering wheel until like last week. They built the car and they were supposed to get the steering wheel from like another team, and they did not get the steering wheel. So that's basically like Honda going testing and forgetting the handlebars.
Yeah.
And then they were setting up the car, and one of the engineers got confused between the metric system and inches or whatever. So then they went out to practice, and the car's now bottoming, just sparking. So again, that's like your show reps doing your sag in inches instead of millimeters.
Right.
It's like I can't understand why the thing's so soft.
Yeah.
So that's another one of it. What was the other one? It was one other one. Oh, they painted the car in the McLaren orange, but it was the wrong shade orange. So they had to take the spare car back to be repainted. So they lost 2 days of testing so they could repaint the damn car. That'd be like Honda showing up with an orange Honda.
Mm-hmm.
I just found it was the most baffling thing I've ever read. That this billion-dollar industry
Sounds like they're a little bit behind the curve there.
Yeah, I mean that is just amazing that someone could be that off and be that
prestigious.
prestigious. I mean,
it's established. You got to start somewhere.
I just thought it was a funny article that there was just to put it in. I think they want to get into run the Indy series, but obviously the Indy cars was kind of a one-off deal. So they brought it over here, complete, obviously unprepared. And yeah, they obviously fired the guy who was ahead of the whole thing, ahead of them coming over here. But I did read that they're keeping the hospitality tent. So, they already paid like $150,000 for that. So feel free to stop by the McLaren team.
Yeah. That's the most important part of the,
They're probably, they're probably have fucking Chipotle. See what we did there? All right. We didn't really talk about much about Hangtown, but next week, next round coming up, Pala. They're not going to Glen Helen. Round 2.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of hard to dissect Glen Helen, or not Glen Helen, but we're
Hangtown.
Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Just because the new series outdoors, and everyone's like a wild card in themselves.
In 90, we got a couple hookers at Hangtown, Sacramento Hotel. Ordered them the room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do tell.
No matter how cute the girl
What
is,
the
never
deets?
pick the one with the braces. Just word of advice right there.
Write that down, Metcalf.
Man, we did fuck off a lot, didn't we, these nationals? But I did have fun. So next week, Pala, round 2, Adam C. and Cyril, your points leader in TD class. Ken Roxon, your points leader in the 450 class. Quick projection. Let me know. What do you got? Roxon going to repeat? Tomac going to come back? Webb going to win?
Well, I will say this. Nothing was really a surprise this weekend other than Roxon. Roxon was kind of riding in his 2016 RCH Suzuki days.
Super smooth.
Yeah, and so that was the only really real surprising thing. Whether or not he can keep that up in the upcoming rounds for the rest of the season, that remains to be seen. But I think Tomac is probably solid. Webb's going to be solid. Roxon is still questionable, in my opinion, at this point.
Anderson, dude, 3rd overall.
Yeah, nobody's really talked about Anderson.
He rode his ass off. I mean, from coming from basically off the couch.
Exactly.
Theoretically, I mean, obviously he doesn't sit on the couch, but
yeah,
being hurt and then coming out with a 3rd.
That's pretty badass.
Pretty badass. Zach Osborne, 4th.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see more from him. I could see him.
So yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to call it at this point, but I would say, Eli for sure. I mean, he's an outdoor scientist, right? Webb's coming off Supercross success, so I think his
ego's got to be good. Cockiness,
ego and confidence is up there, so that's going to breed some good riding and good racing. And
Muskin didn't look. It was a little bit. He wasn't when he went 7-4.
Yeah, and that was surprising because I figured Hangtown would have been a mutter and Muskin would have excelled there, but didn't really set the world
If
afire.
anybody had a Supercross hangover, it was almost Marv.
Yeah,
there was no whoops for him to hop through.
Right.
There's 3 more questions.
Okay, what do you got?
Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. When will the 125 class get 2 motos and not be treated as a circus act?
Yeah, I mean that's
Not soon enough.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's why when will the 125 guys get 2 motos? He asked. It's what's that called? It's a
Modulation.
On TV.
it's an exhibition.
Yeah.
It's an exhibition race. The brands don't want two strokes. I mean, they're having fun with it.
Yeah, but the public wants it. Damn it.
You know, I talked to somebody, one of the manufacturers when we were at Chad and I were in Minneapolis. I sat and talked to him. We won't name whom it is, but I was picking his brain. I've known him for a long time, and then he's one of the OEM guys. And I asked, you know, what's the what is the theory? Why won't the Japanese, you know, embrace this two-stroke thing? Is it true that you know, the molds, you got to redo all that stuff or whatever? And he basically said the Japanese do not go backwards. You know, that the promoters at AMA came to him and said, hey, you need to build these 4-strokes, and this is what the size is going to be. And they said for anybody to come back and suggest that they're going to go backwards and build 2-strokes, they're like, not happening. They don't reverse their technology. They don't go backwards. They keep
they're a business though, right? I mean, in any model of a business.
Oh, you got to tell me
is to meet what your consumer wants.
I'm a firm believer that I think they're outpriced in the public. I mean, who needs an $11,000 fucking motorcycle?
Nobody.
Who needs air forks? Who needs dual exhaust? I mean, it's just who needs you know, EFI, all that shit. It's just
Nobody needs that shit.
I mean, I love it, but it's motocross is the only sport that that the public feels like that they need to race with the factory guys are racing.
Right.
No other sport does. You driving a NASCAR down the road.
Mhm.
You know, you're driving a MotoGP bike.
It's the same reason Chevy doesn't have a carbureted 350.
Yeah. It's just silly. So I wish that they would realize that they're outpricing their customers. I mean, it's supposed to be a hobby, right?
I mean, that's one of the reasons of the resurgence of 2-strokes is they are pricing, you know,
Affordable.
price. Yeah.
I mean, if you're a married man and you want to go a
That's like
hobby,
a
it's
small
a pretty
reason.
expensive hobby
A
nowadays.
small reason why 2-strokes are making a comeback. The other reason, the more importantly, the main reason is because 2-strokes are rad. They smell good. They fucking sound good. They're fun to ride.
Fun
They're
to ride.
easy to ride.
That 252 stroke the Yamaha I had was
dude.
awesome.
It's like, I wish 4-strokes would just die. That's my opinion.
Maybe you could just if you just, I don't know. I have no answer. I wish that the industry would take a little bit look back and look within itself.
Yeah.
Because 2-strokes, I mean, everybody's embracing them. I'm surprised that even Kawasaki let Eli do that commercial.
Yeah.
And then is there another one out right now? There's another 2-stroke commercial. I think that somebody's riding on one. Oh, that's right. We heard that over the weekend.
What's that?
That's not Eli in the commercial.
Riding on the 2-Mac?
That somebody said that it was Axel Hodges.
Really?
Somebody's mentioned that over the weekend. I don't know who told us that, but we don't want to divulge our secrets. But so I don't know if it's true. What's the other question there?
So where's the line these days between being on the gate and racing and sitting out on the race or pulling out of a race? As example, should Dean Wilson have been on the line at Newtown?
Oh yeah, I did read that question. I didn't see that.
He's
He was
highly
asking.
talented and could have gained points.
He's basically asking about why, if a guy's somewhat hurt, why wouldn't it be better for them to line up and race than sit at home? And well, I can understand kind of the question, but Dean's not going to win the points. I mean, Dean's a great rider. I mean, he's a top 5 guy, but being healthy for him, you don't want to ride outdoors. You're not by riding hurt. It just makes you lose confidence. It's just you're risking getting hurt again. Stay home.
It's
Get healthy. Counterproductive. Yeah. I mean, especially you're going to ride 40 minutes outdoors.
Yeah.
He's got a bad shoulder. Stay home, get healthy, come back and then represent your brand and your sponsors and run top 5 instead of running 10th and hurt, just gathering points. You know, if Dean was say Eli or something, Eli would ride for points or Ken because you're trying to win a title. Dean is.
If you're in a situation where you need points, then it's okay to go out there and try it like 70 or 80%. But starting off a season at 70%, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you're not.
It's not in your best interest to do it. I don't think.
Actually, yeah. So stay home, get healthy, come out guns a-blazing, and run your top 3, top 5, top 6 that Dean will run. But I think a championship guy, if you're racing for a championship, you'll come out and try and get those points just so you can, for later down the road. What'd you say? Is that it? Touche. Anything else? We're going to wrap this baby up. We're an hour and 3 minutes in. We like to keep these things tight. One quick question. 250 class. Who's winning that one? Shit, that could be anything.
Ferrari.
Did you know that I got 4 of 8 last week in our picks?
I don't pay attention to.
You didn't read our.
No.
You're an asshole.
You're the commissioner. You probably fucking cheat anyway. So
If I cheated, I would win.
now, not like obviously like cheating, but you just make it subtle enough to where you make the rest of us believe that hey, Denny might be he might be really good at this fantasy.
I've not won yet. I've never won. Tesmer wins. The guy, who wins? Tesmer. He's the only guy in the group that doesn't even ride a bike. or never has rode a bike. He fell over and went outside of outside the Hard Rock up in Sioux City one night. The Palms, yeah, who knows where we're at. We're still trying to piece together Vegas weekend. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Fast House. Thank you to Race Tech. Thank you to Nick. Thank you for the Cullinane Studios. We once again want to apologize to Eli Tomac. We didn't get a chance to get him on tonight. He's still back there in the green room. Eli, we'll get you on next week. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. Later.